All right, so the topic of the month is lifting and making females look bulky. I get asked this probably 50% of the time when I have a female that wants to train. Their number one concern is usually, I want to get toned, but I don't want to be bulky. And I thought that since, it's 2018, that would not be a thing anymore. People would know, but they don't, and that's okay because that means I can tell you about it and educate you on it. So women and men are built differently. So we see guys and they're super jacked, looking good. Then you see the girls that are like humongous. They're like, their voices, they're like, I'm Jen. And okay, Jim. No, Jen. Yeah, men and women are different. And men carry this hormone called testosterone. Testosterone is a huge reason why men are bigger than women. Women have about 8% of the amount of testosterone that men have, which explains why we physically cannot get as big as men. So when you see women that are huge like that, they are taking something called a steroid. Steroids, it's not about steroids, but steroids are what help women become huge like that. So that's just my little intro to that. I wrote a few things down. Why is lifting heavy better than lifting light weights and doing cardio all day? I'll tell you a few reasons. One, it burns more calories. So if you're adding lean body mass, thank you, Puka. If you're adding lean body mass to yourself, and how do you do that? You do that by lifting heavy weights. You're increasing your overall body mass, which means that you are going to be burning more calories throughout the day. So even sitting on the couch, every time you eat, watching movies, working, typing on a computer, you are burning more calories than you would if you had less muscle mass. More calories burned means your metabolism's higher, which means you will essentially be losing weight. Again, diet comes into play with that. If you're eating more food than what you're burning, you're going to essentially gain some weight. If you're eating the same, you should maintain weight. If you're eating less, you're actually going to lose weight even if you're lifting heavy weights. That's how you get the toned look. So nutrition and diet play a role in that, but never will you see someone lifting light weights and eating a bunch of food, because that usually just means fat, or lifting really light weights and eating no food, which is 90% of females, and you see that skinny fat thing. So I already talked about less testosterone. Lifting light weights when people want to tone, the thing is with that, it's essentially good for endurance, but again, you're not adding any lean body mass to yourself, so therefore you're just spinning in circles every single week, every month. You're doing the same thing of lifting these light weights. You're not getting stronger, you're not adding any body mass, therefore you're not going to shape your body. How to shape your body is to lift heavy weights and do progressive overload so that you are always changing, getting stronger, better, and you'll look leaner in the long run. Because you'll have more lean body mass. Now, okay, what about beginners? Do you just go in there and start deadlifting 700 pounds? I don't think that's a good idea. I wouldn't recommend that. So week 1 of a training program, you should go body weight or super light weights to get the movement down, make sure your form is good, pattern, everything is how it should be. And that's when a good coach comes in. You send them videos, you make sure things look good. And then week 2, they say, okay, this looks good. Let's start adding some weight to this movement and so forth. You can see how in a year, you can go from doing a body weight squat to a 135-pound back squat. And actually, you're going to look 1,000 times better than you did when you first started with that body weight squat. Why? Because your body is getting stronger. It's taking all of, how do I say this in layman's terms? It's taking what you have and essentially it's using what you're eating, putting it to work in the gym for you. So work smarter, not harder. It's making lean body mass for you, and it doesn't just come up with that. It takes fat, and so that's why you look more toned when you're lifting heavier weights, because it's taking the fat that you had and it's using it to create muscle, and therefore your whole physique actually changes. You don't just keep the fat and add muscle. I mean, you do somewhat, but it takes the fat and it turns it into muscle instead. In a nutshell, is kind of how you can see it. So that is my take on lifting heavy. And I'm really sad that so many females think that they just have to lift, do their little Pinterest thing, because so many fitness sites on Instagram, Pinterest, whatever it is, say they have such false advertising, like get the perfect booty with this body weight kick, and they're doing this little like kick thing, and it's like, I'm sorry, but that's not real, not at all, not even a little bit. They do it to sell you, and it obviously is working, so they did a good job. But honestly, the best way to get the body that you want is through heavy lifting. And I'm not saying everyone has to be a freaking power lifter and 1 rep max and killing it all the time, but you can't be scared to progressively get stronger. And I have a lot of clients that have come to me and have been thin, females and males, and they start slowly progressive overload, proper training, periodization, things like that make them stronger, and they're actually maintaining weight, but their physique is night and day. And I have good examples of that I'm going to share down the road. But why also do we lift heavy? Better balance, better coordination, better sleep, less stress, better mood. What else? Increased bone density. And you look and feel better. Like you feel more confident because you're like, I'm not eating a little bit, I'm not dead tired, I'm not, just running myself ragged at the gym. I'm doing something with a purpose. I'm changing my body one day at a time. My mental health is stronger. Overall, everything about it will make you better. If you're just going to the gym and just kind of winging it, I can't guarantee that, but with proper training and challenging yourself and moving more weights and not being scared to move a little bit each week, a little bit more, is actually going to help your physique a lot more than if you just stick with those colorful 2-pound dumbbells and your little, I'm trying to think of good ones, but I don't want to be mean, so I'll just stop. Okay, and I don't know how many of you know this about me. I'm living proof of it. I started lifting when I was 17, and I was very overweight, and I told my coach, I said, I'm not going to be skinny, so just make me strong. And that's what I did. I started lifting heavy weights, and I was like, I'm going to be a badass, strong girl, and ended up losing about 40 pounds, and I still lift as heavy as I can, obviously with proper nutrition and guidance, and very careful listening to my body, but I will never lift to lightweight because I don't want to lose any of my muscle mass, and I'm not on steroids, and I don't think I'm huge and bulky. I think I look fine. I'm eating a lot. My metabolism works. My body's doing good things for me. So I'm living proof if you don't believe me. Okay.